Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If your shots are lacking power, or they always go over the net, or they're just inaccurate, today I'm going to help you fix that. A lot of players think that the best way to score is just putting as much power in the ball as they can, but that's not true, and I'm going to show you the right way to shoot today. Whether you're a pro or a beginner, this is going to help you improve your shooting. So if you're ready to get more dangerous in front of that, let's get started. Alright, so before we start with anything, we need to talk about why players usually have bad shots. It usually comes down to three things. The first one is a bad planting foot position, the second one is leaning too far back, and the third one is trying to put too much power into the ball. Most beginners think that putting more power equals a better shot, but if your technique is bad, more power equals a worse shot. So once you have good technique, then you can start implementing power and trying other types of shots, which is why we see most pro players being able to shoot with so many different types of techniques because they have the basics mastered. So let's look at them. Alright, so one of the most important things to start with when you're thinking about shooting is your planting foot. Now usually if the ball is going over the net, it's usually because your planting foot is behind the ball or too far behind the ball, and sometimes either it goes over the net or you end up losing balance. And if your planting foot is too close to the ball, then your shot's gonna feel weak and cramped. So you wanna make sure that your planting foot is right beside the ball, so not too far behind and not too far in front, a few inches beside the ball. And remember that wherever your planting foot is facing is where your shot will most likely end up. So for example, if I want to score in that forehand corner, I want to make sure that my planting foot is facing that corner as I'm about to shoot. Alright, so the second most important aspect when taking shot focuses on your striking foot, and this is your locked ankle. So you want to make sure that your ankle is locked, which means that you're basically keeping it stiff, because if it's loose, then you're basically removing your self-control and power. So when your ankle is stiff or locked, you really get a lot more, you're able to get a lot more contact on the ball, and thus they're generating more power. And if power is what you're looking for, then you want to make sure that you're using your laces to strike the ball. But if you're looking for more of a placement shot, then you use more of the inside of your foot. So make sure that you understand this when you're about to take a shot. Alright, so the third aspect of shooting softball is your body position. Whenever you shoot the ball and it goes skying over the net, it's usually because you're leaning too far behind. And when you do this is what results the ball into going over the net. So always make sure that your body is facing slightly over the ball. You don't need to go crazy behind, just make sure that it feels natural when you're doing it. And this is especially huge if you're going for a low driven shot into the corners. So the next thing we need to talk about is the follow through. So especially to get more power on the ball, you really want to make sure that you follow through your shot naturally. Most players as beginners are going to shoot the ball and then immediately stop their foot. Well, that basically kills your power and your technique. So once you've got a shot on, make sure you follow through the ball naturally, stepping in front of the ball as you do so. Because if you see most pro players, you'll notice that they do this almost every single time. Alright, so the next thing we need to talk about is accuracy over power. Because here's the truth, power is usually overrated. You want to focus as a beginner mostly on accuracy. Because, for example, if you take a shot with medium power into the far end corner, it is usually going to be much harder for a keeper to save than you just blasting it straight at them. So if you're practicing your shots, try to focus on this. Try to score mostly in the corners, aiming for bottom corners and top corners, with focusing on technique instead of power. Alright, so for practicing your shots, I would recommend taking 5 shots on one side and then 5 shots on the other side, and just really focusing on what we talked about. So good planting foot, good follow through, good body positioning, and then once you've got all that mastered, then you can start implementing different techniques into your shots. Alright, so I hope this video helped you become better at shooting, and if you're interested in any special type of technique, we have a lot of breaking downs in the channel that you can check out. So thank you for watching. If it helped you, please make sure to like and subscribe, and comment what you want me to teach you next. I'll see you in the next one.